Part 112. Path to Heaven. Author, Wu Ziyi. Chapter 1121. Chapter 1121. Single-handedly attending the meeting. If I go to deal with sect within 3 days, I will directly sink great heaven's nature bottle. As soon as Wei Suo stopped, Saint King sect and Dan Yuanzong's people repeatedly fired various flames and sent a more detailed message in a unique secret language. Lonely cold continent great treasure. Most cities do not pass the shapeshift great art array, sect, and caravans are almost all kinds of flame light communications. There are unique means, even a slight change in light and color, can represent many different meanings. This Saint King sect and Dan Yuanzong in the city of flame light, but is very normal, will not arouse anyone's attention. At this moment, the details of the Saint King sect and Dan Yuanzong are exactly the same. It is said that within 3 days of Wei Suo, it must be separately to the heavenly Emperor Dao gate, and it must be publicly revealed within 20,000 miles from the gate. Hidden. If Wei Suo does not follow this condition, or if another sect is moved within 3 days, Culmination Purple Thunder sect will publicly sink the great heaven's nature bottle at heavenly Emperor Dao. According to the messages from Culmination Purple Thunder sect and heavenly Emperor Dao, Wei Suo's Dao companion and all the pro, were mounted in great heaven's nature bow until, if Wei Suo get great heaven's nature bottle, they may also be rescued, otherwise great heaven's nature bottle dropped into the primer vein, even if not refining, be blasi fiend fire chi, along the ground primer pulse flow walk, don't say is true immortal, even if it is the strong grade of true immortal treasure exist. May not be able to find out. I don't think they know some of the great secrets of great heaven's nature bottle. It seems that Steel Teeth younger sister didn't lie to me. With such detailed information, Wei Suo's looks no change, but my heart is very excited. He didn't know. In fact, no matter whether it is the Divine Lord and the Culmination Purple Thunder sect, the understanding of the great heaven's nature bottle is not as deep as Ling Longtian. At this moment, Divine Lord thought that Ling Longtian and Ji Ya had all been refining, just to force Wei Suo out, only deliberately heard such news. The Divine Lord and others did not know that the news they deliberately sent was the feeling that Wei Suo was a little excited to cry out. Because Wei Suo is really worried, Ling Longtian left him with a fake, just give him a hope, let him kill and live. Although he got Tathagata divine glow, it is definitely not just a combination of Culmination Purple Thunder sect and Heavenly Emperor Dao. It must be Sushinksu, Myriad Phoenix's young master, Tourmaline sect master and so on. So many great treasures can be sure. It is the inheritance of the shapeshift great art, and the addition of Heavenly Emperor Dao's restrictions. How can he deal with it alone? After 20,000 miles from the mountain gate, you must reveal the trace. In this way, there is no intrigue and tricky use by shapeshift great art. It can only be the enemy of great treasure. With one person, how could it be so much great treasure? Can opponent. Wei Suo is now convinced that Ling Longtian and Ji Ya are still alive, and that Ling Longtian says that shapeshift great art is right, excited with almost no shapeshift great art speech, even breathing, but falling on Saint King sect in the eyes of Master and Divine Lord, Wei Suo was once again in a desperate situation. You think you are all together, it's enough to deal with me, but you don't know, I have got a strong shapeshift great art like Tathagata divine glow. I was worried that I couldn't find the trace of the Culmination Purple Thunder sect master. I didn't get the great heaven's nature bottle. I didn't expect you to be together. But the two did not even think that Wei Suo's mood at the moment was the opposite of what they imagined. Wei Suo at this moment, not only is it exciting, but it is also joyful and firm, and the heart is burning a sense of happiness and happiness. Even Saint King sect master and Divine Lord don't even know what his harvest is, how much great treasure. At the moment, the top of his head, and a group of strong great treasure water spirit Yuan Qi, is constantly scouring. Among the group of water spirit Yuan Qi, it is the green and oily, and the medicine accumulates into the ancient desolate. The strain is extremely ferocious. Not only can the divine consciousness be warmed up, the dark green plant that repairs divine consciousness damage, has been completely refining. Among the young desolate herbal medicines given by Zhou Qingning, young people in Huai, only the records of these two ancient desolate plants were missing, but now Wei Suo has already completed the preparation of ancient desolate. The purple plant, Wei Suo's records, is cool. Divine Sea Realm cultivator can also directly repair divine consciousness damage, and the effect of immortal level top grade spirit pellet. For this dark green plant, Wei Suo records that the drug is fierce like a tiger and wolf. Non-divine mystic great treasure can be without shapeshift great art repair divine consciousness damage, immortal level top grade spirit pellet, Zhuang great treasure divine consciousness, immortal level top grade spirit pellet. Now Saint King sect master and Yuli divine lord, have already felt that Wei Suo body atmosphere is very peaceful and natural, divine consciousness must have recovered, but two people are not know, at this moment Wei Suo self, not only feel their own divine consciousness a kind of crystal clear, there is no subtle damage left feeling, and his divine consciousness, than before, has been an amazing growth. Before his divine consciousness with the great treasure and the only my heart sword, it can cover almost 1,000 miles, but now, without any manipulation of shapeshift great art, his divine consciousness can clearly perceive 1,000 miles. Scenery within. In other words, just refining these two ancient desolate plants, his divine consciousness has almost doubled. This growth rate, even if he broke through the divine mystic fourth layer to the divine mystic fifth layer, may not be able to achieve. The potency of this dark green ancient desolate plant also gives Wei Suo an incredible feeling. This also makes Wei Suo deeply feel how the ancient desolate herbal medicine is a great treasure. Wei Suo also felt more deeply about the horror of the desolate race of the year. At the same time, he also reacted. At that time, the young man in Huai thought he was so arrogant and smug. Desolate race's ancient desolate herbal medicine, recorded more than 200 kinds of ancient desolate plants, the drug is almost all of this rank plant, others have no such understanding of this ancient desolate plant, and desolate race has such a record. This is equivalent to they directly sitting on more than 200 kinds of immortal level top grade spiritual herb. As for the young man in Huai, his divine consciousness intensity was extremely amazing when he was against Wei Suo, and he had reached a distance of 1,300 miles. Such distances, even those of Black Bodhi Tian Muo, are simply not attained. In addition to the relationship between shapeshift great art and calm mind heart sword, which is the young man of Huai, he has certainly got a lot of spiritual herbs from the great treasure divine consciousness. Because the light is the ancient desolate herbal medicine, there are more than 10 kinds of spiritual herbs with great treasure and great treasure divine consciousness. Otherwise, with his cultivation base of divine mystic first layer, it is impossible to have such a strong great treasure divine consciousness. Even if his divine consciousness is already such a great treasure, this dark green plant is not as amazing as Wei Suo, but this medicine, I am afraid, will increase his divine consciousness to 1,700, no problem at all. Under such divine consciousness, even after Wei Suo got the Tathagata divine glow and confronted the enemy, Wei Suo probably couldn't use the Tathagata divine glow and it had already lost. Because Wei Suo's Tathagata divine glow, and no shapeshift great art played with only my heart sword, the previous attack distance is also up to 600-700 miles. Young people in Huai must have embraced this idea. As long as he has time to refining this ancient desolate spiritual herb, he can directly seek Wei Suo revenge, even if Wei Suo Tathagata divine glow kills divine consciousness then calm. Mind heart sword is even better, he is not afraid. But it is a pity that he is smug and forgetting. He is not worthy of Wei Suo. Instead, he has left Wei Suo with a good secret place for heavenly treasure. Now Divine Lord and others, I don't even know that Wei Suo got Tathagata divine glow, but I don't know that the young people of Wei who have been following Saint King sect master have such a great treasure and give Wei Suos a secret place. For the meaning of Wei Suos, it is no less than the Lin Fenghua that was given to Wei Suo Water Emperor Sun swallowing secrets. Whether it is Wang Wei, Divine Lord, or myriad phoenixes young master Tong Bugu, Wei Suo can be sure that their divine consciousness is at most similar to that of their own, and they don't know how much worse than they are now. Needless to say, Sushengxiu and Zantai Linglan et al. Sushengxiu used Evil King's eye to refine the Evil King jewel crown. He has also heard from Ling Longtian and green-robed old man that the shapeshift great art is extremely powerful against divine consciousness, but the scope of the attack, it is also related to the cultivator's own cultivation base. As with the ordinary shapeshift great art, it is locked by the cultivator and divine consciousness. In this way, even the person with the highest cultivation base, with this shapeshift great art, there is no threat to him. It can be said that this group of people, even if they are all right with him at the moment, he has no fear at all, and they can directly defeat these people. The only thing that needs to be scrupulous is that these people's inheritance of the shapeshift great art and heavenly Emperor Dao's sect great treasure are forbidden, but they have both the primordial chaos purple scripture and the bright king induction scripture in the lust condition. He is also very likely to escape. So now these people forced him out, thinking that he had no opponents of shapeshift great art, thinking that he could only use any conspiracy calculations, but he did not know that in this short period of time, he had acquired thousands of years ago. The inheritance of the first person, Eastern Tathagata, has the legacy of desolate races' strong great treasure. Now, he doesn't need any intrigues at all, just as long as the light is the hard treasure of great treasure. You have to force me out, but I don't know that I am going to take the initiative to find you. During the mind turning, Wei Suo took a deep breath, an unspeakable pleasure and a cold rise in the mind of killing intent. In 3 days, even if you take me, it should be enough to get to Heavenly Emperor Dao Divine Lord. I want to enlighten and refining something, just control the shapeshift great art and take me to Heavenly Emperor Dao. After taking a deep breath, Wei Suo reached out and untied several restrictions of the Divine Lord, and took the control of the shapeshift great art great treasure core chi to the front of the Divine Lord. What, do you really want to go to Heavenly Emperor Dao to attend the meeting? Don't make other plans. As soon as I heard the words of Wei Suo, Divine Lord, and Saint King sect master couldn't help but make a nap and their faces changed. Don't worry, you don't have to come out this time. Wait 30,000 miles from Heavenly Emperor Dao, you can leave. I only leave a small amount of restrictions, which will not hinder you from applying shapeshift great art and future culture. If I don't fall, this matter is broken, I will naturally solve all your restrictions. If I fall, you have restrictions in your body, but no one can move in the future. In the future, your cultivation base will re-enter, and even you can resolve it yourself. Nothing hinders. Wei Suo's look is nothing but a change, just watching the two calmly, unquestionably. Path to Heaven. Author, Wu Ziyi. Chapter 1122. Chapter 1122 The First Great Treasure Road Shapeshift Great Art Domain. I don't think Wei Suo's Dao companion and pro are already included in the Great Heavens Nature Bottle. Wei Suo killed the true martial sect master in the Broken Jade Ancient Domain, which led to the birth of the real Wuxing Nuclear. The result was to make the culmination Purple Thunder sect move. This is the Emperor Armament. This Emperor Armament is going to exhaust the power of a real star, and like Wei Suo, it is the perfect sound in this 10,000 years of cultivation world. These sects are really too poisonous. The Great Heavens Nature Bottle was thrown into the underground fire, and was washed away by the ground fire chi, and the magma could not be found. Wei Suo will not hesitate to break all these sects for Yin Liwa alone. It is very likely that he will appear again this time. This time, when he was active, now the sect's great treasure can gather Heavenly Emperor Dao, even if his battle strength heaven shaking, alone, he can't cope with so many people at the same time. Culmination Purple Thunder sect and Heavenly Emperor Dao forced Wei Suo to spread the news within 3 days, naturally causing a more great treasure shock. All people are talking. Everyone thinks this is too toxic. Almost everyone feels that if Wei Suo comes forward, he must be degraded. If he does not come out, it will not only be a great name, but his mood will be affected by the extremely great treasure. Even his own Dao companion will not be saved. In the future, culture will have a heartache. Great treasure most cultivator hearts are very complicated. The fact that the entire cultivation world, almost the heart of the great treasure half cultivator, is directed at Wei Suo's. This great treasure semi-cultivator is a small sect cultivator and rogue cultivator. For them, Wei Suo has debuted from Spirit Peak City, and started with Eastern Jade Paradise. Every great treasure thing they do makes them I feel very happy in my heart. A small rogue cultivator, which was originally the bottom layer, a great sect usually doesn't look at it at all. The little ants like ants are playing so many levels of sect, and they don't even have a face. They use all means to force each other. A person came out to encircle. In the eyes of most great treasure sect cultivator and rogue cultivator, these sects are not much different. They naturally hope that Wei Suo will suddenly kill this time, and great treasure will kill the quartet, but this possibility is too low for them. It is death when it comes out. If it doesn't come out, it doesn't seem to be the Wei Suo. Many people will be disappointed in their hearts. So the entire cultivation world, the great treasure most cultivators in the disc uses spiritedly, when Wei Suo will come out, the heart is very complicated. What, Wei Suo really wants to go alone? But just less than a day, a message that made everyone numb, passed out. This news is indeed correct, it is impossible to have a fake. Saint King Sect and Dan Yuan Zone, and even the Great Cold Palace, which had previously pleaded guilty to Wei Suo, sent a message to Wei Suo, and Wei Suo must sweep the Heavenly Emperor Dao Gate within 3 days. Does he have any confidence, dare to make such a strong voice? Just when everyone was shaken by Wei Suo and Saint King Sect Master and Divine Lord were already in the wilderness between Lonely Cold Continent and Cloud Spirit Continent. The wilderness, the endless, unspeakable desolateness, it seems that there is not much monster beast at all, but Wei Suo is also very clear that behind this absurdity and calmness, it is not knowing how many monster beasts are hidden. I don't know how many hidden secret places are hidden. Boom. Boom. At this time, the Saint King Sect Master and the Jade Divine Lord took turns controlling the control, Saint King Sect Master and Jade Divine Lord and Wei Suo, losing the great treasure amount of origin chi, especially the physical body, one continuous full control, can't bear it. At the moment, Wei Suo is standing on the top of the Water Emperor, which makes the two people feel unconsciously changing, and the water spirit chi of Pang Great Treasure, in addition to constantly scouring the ancient desolate. This is now the essence of the Water Emperor, and has swallowed hundreds of water attribute monster cores. Previously there was a restriction of heavenly tribulation, plus eternal Saint King scripture and to great treasure to kill Tendong place in secret, for the promotion of battle strength may be faster, so Wei Suo has not been spent on other aspects of the time. Now Tathagata Divine Glow finally got it, and from the young man was so amazing luck, Wei Suo is finally have time, refining body water attribute monster core, to promote its own true UN cultivation base. Now Wei Suo's body is stronger and more great treasure, the affordable origin chi is more intense, refining from these water attribute monster core, the origin of the origin of the origin chi, each of which is a thick cloud. The secret place, the 100 miles of rain, is like a water emperor walking in the air. This amazing origin chi throughput, coupled with the amazing growth of Wei Suo body, Saint King Sect Master and Jade Divine Lord, even if you already know Wei Suo's gong shapeshift great art heaven defying, but feel all the way underneath, it is still shocking all the way. Wei Suo had a natural talent before the green-robed old man in Spirit Peak City, but green-robed old man and primordialian old ancestor had nothing to read. His mind was indeed a rare genius. Character. The general characters in Deo Companion and Pro, Great Treasure enemy framing waiting for him to appear. There are 4 arms desolate race great treasure can such strong great treasure exist unknown lust conditions. I am afraid the mood is difficult to calm, but Weisuo a decision to light is great treasure 1, but the heart is temporarily put everything aside, full heart immersed in the cultivation, to meet the upcoming great treasure war. Half a day later, Weisuo finally completely refining the ancient desolate, which was left by the young people of Wei, and once again perceives its own changes. You can step into the late stage of Divine Mystic 4th layer, but you can't reach the peak of Divine Mystic 4th layer. Now Weisuo's divine consciousness is almost strong great treasure at times before, inner vision, almost just a sweep, feel the self-true UN cultivation base of the situation, judged by their own now refining water attribute monster core degrees, to heavenly emperor Deo gate before the body of all water attribute monster core arcan refining off, but he naked body if the bottomless pit, the required water attribute spiritual chi than he originally expected more, his resources, estimated only enough for him to close to divine mystic 4th layer late stage, or just divine mystic 4th layer late. However, after Weisuo was slightly indulged, I felt that this was alright. Anyway, the things I collected now are not enough to withstand heavenly tribulation. If I reach the peak of divine mystic 4th layer, there are many risks. After feeling that she had a naked body cultivation base at True UN when she arrived at Heavenly Emperor Deo, Weisuo still let the Water Emperor Sun swallowing secrets flow naturally, but closed her eyes and began to try to continue to perceive antiquity ominous fire secrets. Origin Chi Shapeshift Great Art. Ancient Desolate herbal records show that the most great treasure effect of Ancient Desolate is to enhance perception. Now Weisuo completely refining this Ancient Desolate, and only feels clear and incomprehensible. The surrounding grass and wood, even the misty rain that is generated by the surging sound of the water, is more flexible than before, but what kind of changes have been made to the naked body, of course, it is necessary to know exactly. Weisuo had previously felt that the Origin Chi Shapeshift Great Art of Antiquity ominous fire secrets had been tried many times, but this time, Weisuo tried it, but he couldn't help but shake his eyes. The heart suddenly had a surging sound without the surging sound of exclamation. One of the burning all heavens, the black fire that filled the world, suddenly filled the entire consciousness of Weisuo's. Between the shocks of this Weisuo's, this filled the black fire of the world, and the horse disappeared, but Weisuo's heart was even more shocking, immersed in the feeling of that moment. After dozens of breaths, Weisuo calmed down completely and closed his eyes again. This time it was completely clear. In his mind, there are only 100 tracks left, which are constantly evolving. This is an unspeakable scene, as if standing between the vast and innocent universes, but there are only a few trajectories left in the body, just like hundreds of black lines floating. As his perception deepened into these hundreds of trajectories, a raging fire instantly ignited and filled all the world around him. Weisuo didn't have any movements this time. In his mind, this filled with the black fire of the heavens and the earth, turned into hundreds of trajectories, and then turned into a black fire filled with the heavens and the earth, constantly reciprocating and constantly evolving. I don't know how long it took, Weisuo's body suddenly shocked and opened his eyes. Just between the division flickered, a strong great treasure of inner chi suddenly came out from the around his body, boom, the terrifying heat was accompanied by a black flame rising from Weisuo's around the body. In a moment, a large giant treasure of Lingzi evolved outside Weisuo's. I didn't even think about this, Weisuo's breathing is involuntarily stagnation, and my heart flashed like this. His perception, compared to the previous lack of a keen sense, turned out to be a success, and realized the ancient treasure of the antiquity ominous fire secrets shapeshift great art field. Until then, he reacted completely, not only the ancient desolate, his divine consciousness, but also the great treasure. The cultivator of the divine mystic fourth layer is more likely to be aware of the greatest margin of the shapeshift great art domain than the divine mystic third layer cultivator, not because of the true UN cultivation base, but because of the strong great treasure of divine consciousness. From what I started to realize the great treasure road, the shapeshift great art field, how much time has it spent? Wei Suo's heart lust was extremely excited and couldn't help but ask Saint King Sect Master and Divine Lord. This antiquity ominous fire secrets' great treasure road shapeshift great art domain is far less powerful than his fairy shapeshift great art domain, and there is nothing great treasure, but the next thing to congeal this divine mark is that it hardly takes much effort, and this is Wei Suo's own first great treasure path shapeshift great art domain. This represents the Wei Suo has really stepped up that step. Not only in the true UN cultivation base and the strong shapeshift great art great treasure became the genius cultivator of this era, he entered this realm with such age, is in the true sense, and became the top talent of this era. Wei Suo was too excited to come back. He asked, but he didn't get a response at the moment. He turned around and looked at Saint King Sect Master and Divine Lord, but it is now Saint King Section the Sect Master and the Divine Lord are all pale, open their mouths and can't speak the god lust. A stick of incense is less than, after seeing Wei Suo's eyes, Saint King Sect Master finally said this. At this time, he and the Divine Lord are almost mad, and he and the Divine Lord's cultivation base of the jade, of course, feel that Wei Suo is just feeling the great treasure of the shapeshift great art field. However, when a stick of incense was not available, I realized a great treasure of the shapeshift great art domain, which was unbelievable and completely subverted the cognition of the two. I came out of the mountain this time. What kind of atomic it was at this time? There is only one such thought in the Divine Lord, the great treasure brain. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Path to Heaven. Author, Wu Zy. Chapter 1123. Chapter 1123 is engraved with 7. Is a stick of incense less than? Wei Suo was shocked by himself, and he finally reacted, why the Saint King Sect Master and the Divine Lord would be such a table lust. With such a degree. At the moment of reaction, Wei Suo's naked body could not help but shake, and the eyes flashed a strange light. Originally, according to the Wei Suo's plan, after feeling the Yao force of this ancient desolate, the next time I went to Heavenly Emperor Dao, I wanted the culture Calm Mind Heart Sword. Calm Mind Heart Sword. This kind of shapeshift great art is very likely to be the same as the Heavenly Dragon Star Body Tempering technique. The more powerful the great treasure of divine consciousness, the more the culture will be, the more the great treasure divine consciousness will be. The more difficult it is, and with his current divine consciousness, if there is a greater height of the precious treasure, then the grasp of Heavenly Emperor Dao will be more great treasure. I feel the ancient treasure of the antiquity ominous fire secrets, the shapeshift great art field, but the Yao force of the ancient desolate, but I did not expect to add the divine consciousness and the previous insight and accumulation of the origin chi shapeshift great art. But let him feel it all at once, and sway the strong power of antiquity ominous fire secrets, which is the force of shapeshift great art in the cultivation world. This is definitely an accident for Wei Suo, and such comprehension is a more great treasure accident. In the same way, the original chi shapeshift great art that Congeal has already realized, the great treasure divine mark, would have been a little simpler than the understanding of the great treasure road shift great art, but with the sense of Wei Suo before, with a day and a half left, I am afraid I can only congeal out 2 divine marks that are not complicated. With Wei Suo's current fleshly body, and then hitting 1 or 2 divine marks, there is no significant improvement. Just like an amazing divine iron tire naked body, plus 1 or 2 shapeshift great art arrays, the toughness of the tired naked body does not have a particularly noticeable improvement. So in the original plan of Wei Suo, there was no idea of playing Eternal Saint King scripture. But now it's different. From the hands of Black Bodhi Tian Muo, he got 6 divine marks. From the Divine Lord, he got 3 divine marks, from the Saint King sect master. Got a total of 10 divine mark. Of the total of 19 divine marks, some must be relatively simple, and it is relatively easy to congeal. If Wei Suo can successfully congeal 4 or more before the Heavenly Emperor Dao Mountain, plus Antiquity Ominous Fire Secrets divine mark, who has almost no need for his strength, his fleshly body will definitely be great treasure again. Great treasure improves a grade. I heard that Saint King sect master and you Divine Lord said that it was just a time when the stick of incense was not available. Wei Suo had an intuition. With his current perception, it is very possible to do this. Is this person a genius in the cultivation world? Saint King sect master and you Divine Lord at the moment, there is no more hostility to Wei Suo, only deep fear and shock. Just 2 people do not know, Wei Suo original cultivation talent, can be said to be very ordinary, but his all quiet, face great treasure change is also very calm, plus got immortal root 5 secrets, built a immortal spiritual roots, coupled with many Yao divine consciousness amazing, and even a lot of strong shape-shift great art. Now his perception of heaven and earth origin chi, I am afraid really this cultivation is one of the most prominent people in the world for years. After Wei Suo made up his mind, he no longer thought about it. First of all, divine mark of congeal antiquity ominous fire secrets. I have already realized the greatest treasure of the shapeshift great art field, and then the congeal divine mark. This is equivalent to having completed a painting and then drawing the paint of the painting separately. For any great treasure, it is already very simple. Chi. 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 Just 3 surging sounds. Wei Suo's third trial, the successful congeal out of the antiquity ominous fire secrets divine mark, like an extremely small black SE fire line, suspended in front of him. Without a slight pause, and congeal for dozens of times in a row, to ensure that nothing was lost, there was a slight, in Wei Suo's naked body. Divine irons purging sound, using the eternal Saint King scripture, continues to break into this divine mark. At this moment, Wei Suo's perception is more than doubled than the previous great treasure, and it is more clear to its own changes. He only felt the divine marks engraving naked body of each antiquity ominous fire secrets, just as if there were countless small fire hammers penetrating into his naked body, and then hitting each secret place of his fleshly body. The fleshly body is tempered by tapping while some fire power penetrates into its fleshly body. It's like a divine iron that has been tempered, and it's not so much to beat the fire hammer. The strength of the divine iron itself has not improved much. However, Wei Suo is not impatient. He knows very well that he has no particular feeling of being fully engraved with the divine mark with his fleshly body strength, and he feels that antiquity ominous fire secrets penetrates into his naked body. Fire power, extremely Jing pure, can make his fleshly body born with some low-grade yin evil origin chi, scorpion poison intrusion. At the beginning of the divine mark of antiquity ominous fire secrets, Wei Suo will record his own arrival. A total of 19 divine marks notes are taken out. Without a time of 1 ang, Wei Suo first selected the divine mark named Yu 1 ang from the 19 divine marks. These 19 divine marks, under Wei Suo's deliberately, including the already degraded Black Bodhi Tian Muo, not only recorded the shapeshift great art of divine mark congeal, but also made detailed annotations, including the own shapeshift great what is art with secret place and so on. This Yu 1 ang rushing is one of the shapeshift great art used by Saint King sect for the eternal Saint King scripture. This meant shapeshift great art, according to Saint King sect master's detailed annotations. Saint King sect's true disciple is eligible cultivation, is a mean origin chi refining pulp, keep strong great treasure chi and blood, so strong great treasure fleshly body secret place shapeshift great art, Unlike Saint King sect also has 2 men St. Wangjin body refinement technique and fairy urn secret place smelting is only pro-biography disciple even sect master heir is eligible cultivate ion. This divine mark, among the divine marks of Saint King sect master, is the easiest and the first divine mark of Saint King sect master, and after the engraving, the current fleshly body of Wei Suo is restored. Great treasure has a good secret place, so Wei Suo chose this divine mark at a glance and began to comprehend. These 2 things, some of you use the secret place to restore origin chi, and you can directly refining. However, you can refining the divine lord. The sect masters have to bother you to help me evolve the divine mark. After selecting this divine mark, Wei Suo reached out and pointed the 2 ancient desolate plants from Huai's young people to the Saint King sect master and the divine lord. Now the name of Saint King sect master is already known. After the Saint King sect master is now born again, a bald head is extremely burly, but the name is not fierce. On the contrary, there is a literary atmosphere called the poems. This eternal Saint King scripture is the thing of Saint King sect itself. When we heard Wei Suo say, Saint King sect master is of course very clear about what Wei Suo is going to do, took a deep breath, calmed down the still shocking mind. There was no nonsense to receive the ancient desolate plant from Wei Suo, nodded, and began to congeal the divine mark in front of the Xuanhuan. This. You divine lord at this moment, I tried the Yao force of Wei Suo's ancient desolate plant in front of him, but it was the god of ecstasy, and continued to control the core chi sword while keeping on refining up. He and Saint King sect master had previously been Wei Suo body bones were crushed, the inner intestine was fatally wounded, and Wei Suo seal for a long time, no shapeshift great art healing, many injuries more in depth, but now this plant ancient desolate plant Yao force, but is extremely amazing, let you choose divine lord can feel it, as long as refining this plant ancient desolate plant, their own naked body all injuries, I am afraid will complete recovery, will not leave any ying. I know that this person is such a luck, such a genius, it is better to please him, and he is a friend. Now, why is it so hard? Saint King sect master just feels the change of the god se on the face of divine lord. It is already known that the ancient desolate spirit Yao given by Wei Suo is extraordinary. For a time, he and the divine lord both took the risk. With such a thought, the intuition to act with Wei Suo's was not as good as Wei Suo Chiao. Although Wei Suo is directly called Saint King sect master to constantly evolve divine mark, but also use eternal Saint King scripture to engrave divine marks, and try other divine mark at the same time, of course it is impossible to do, he did just to feel the smell of some divine mark first, more or less, always have some good secret places. 1005, 1006, 1007, while engraved into the antiquity ominous fire secrets divine mark, Wei Suo only carefully looked at this Xuanhuan Chong pulp detailed annotation, but he now fleshly body to engrave DVNE marks, do not need any pause, so that is a moment of time, carved into 1007 antiquity ominous fire secrets mark, divine Wei's body is a slight shock, the divine mark, antiquity ominous fire secrets, has all been carved into perfection. Then, Wei Suo began to officially try the congeal Xuanhuan divine mark. So fast. Follow this way. Next, Saint King sect master and you divine lord, once again caught in the shock of the giant great treasure. Only half an hour later, Wei Suo succeeded in congeal out of this Xuanhuan rush divine mark, and most let Saint King sect master and you divine lord completely speechless, Wei Suo face God se, it seems that there is still some dissatisfaction. In fact, Wei Suo's heart is indeed somewhat dissatisfied, because it is in the midst of a flying scorpion, and it has no small influence on his congeal divine mark. Otherwise, if he is retreating in the quiet room, he congeal divine mark's degree will be faster. Next, Saint King sect master and you divine lord didn't even think about it because they were all numb. After engraving this Xuanhuan rushing divine mark, it only used the great treasure for half an hour, and Wei Suo congealed a golden Yi divine mark of Saint King sect master. Next, it is Divine Lord's core fire divine mark, then Saint King sect master's divine mark, Black Bodhi Tian Mu's black cloud demon snake divine mark, Divine Lord's innate apricot divine mark and Saint King sect master's flame and fire. To Heaven's Dome through Cloud Spirit Continent, enter the southern part of Cloud Spirit Continent, Wei Suo connected to antiquity ominous fire secrets, it is a total of 7 divine mark. Which fellow deists summed up, how many divine marks Wei Suo has scored, what's the function of each? Path to Heaven. Author, Wu Zy. Chapter 1124. Lord Snowhawk. Dragon Legend. Super Soldier. Cultivation of Rain and Clouds. Buddho Supreme. King Yanjai. My neighbor is a banshee. Xian Mu Legend. Whether it is the speed of spellcasting or the majestic power of Xantai, it is incomparable between Xantai Linglan and Heavenly Fire God. Both of them can be sure that if the finger of Black Bodhi Tianmu points to himself, he can't escape. They must also be pointed to Fly Ash. This Black Bodhi Heavenly Mother just pointed out that in the void, it is exactly like there are thousands of gods and Buddhas crossing the border. Each and Buddha has a huge coercion, making the two feel unmatched. Although both of them are also divine profound power, they may not have the strength to meet the level of the young Phoenix Master, but this Black Bodhi Mother is obviously not a level with them. Relax, your supernatural powers are much higher than this person, and they don't keep calling like this person, I won't do it to you. Just like killing an ant, killing the head of the Yuhua family with one finger, the Black Bodhi Tianmu said this to Xantai Linglan and Tianhuo Shenjun again. This magical power of the Black Bodhi Mother has actually reached such a point that I thought my master was invincible in the world. I am afraid even my master thinks so, otherwise I will never let the young master bear the burden of his refinement. The avenue rune that came out went to the Yunling mainland to the ferry. Now if the master revives, I am afraid that he will be a frog at the bottom of the well and sit on the well to watch the sky. The of Fire God was originally very arrogant, but now he and Xantai Linglan face Black Bodhi Tianmu, but only thought that this black and ugly woman was really terrible, coupled with the previous four-armed almighty power and Wei Suo's supernatural powers, the successor of this fire domain king was no longer arrogant, even they all began to feel that their masters were overwhelming. It's the sovereign of the Holy King. The Black Bodhi Tianmu directed the killing of the head of the Yuhua family, the son of Xuanhuan and the old man in the green shirt with the golden dragon and turtle magic weapon, but it didn't seem to see the general. Just watch a glance at the direction of the sovereign Saint King and the mysterious young man in Chinese clothes. The old man in the green shirt said so to the son of Xuanhuan and the Black Mother of Heaven. At the moment, they are still far away from the Saint King sect master, only to see that the sky of the sky is distorted, with a strong breath, and the Saint King sect master has changed its shape compared with the previous, but this name the old man in the green shirt recognized who the person was with just a glance. I am afraid that he not only had the hope and secret technique, but also knew in advance that the sovereign Saint King and the mysterious young Chinese in the cold mainland whereabouts. Okay, then you will go with us and talk about it. Black Bodhi Tianmu grinned, but it was also a very good looking look, but this expression, plus just a lot of suspicious words, just casually killed people with one finger. The act, however, made Xantai Linglan and Tianhuo Shenjun a little shudder. With the cultivation and qualifications of Master Xuanhuan, he actually formed a fellow with such a woman. Xantai Linglan and Tianhuo Shenjun couldn't help but glance at Master Xuanhuan. Master Xuanhuan seemed to feel the meaning of the two, and his mouth twitched, but he didn't say anything. He deflected his head and didn't look at the two. The great power of Taoism, if in ancient times, is not the time of all monks. Those ordinary mortals who saw it must be to be Taoist friends and true gods, and be recorded in classics and legends. If I guess well, Dao should be the lord of the Daxi sect, the Black Bodhi Mother soon, the voice of the Holy King Sect Lord also came out, and apparently also recognized the identity of the Black Bodhi Mother. Sovereign Saint King, you know that there is an era in ancient times, but the knowledge is indeed extraordinary. Black Bodhi Tianmu grinned and went on. The two sides were separated by hundreds of feet, and then they each held down the escape light and stopped. Forgiveness is awkward, and I don't know what to call this Taoist friend. After the two sides met, the Saint King sect master first looked at the old man in the green shirt with the golden dragon turtle and asked. In the next day 9. I have seen Daiyu. The old man in a green shirt smiled slightly and nodded to the sect master of the Saint King, beckoning. It turned out to be sect master Huangting. Disrespectful sect master Zongta's eyes flashed, but Zantai Linglan and Tianhuo Shenjun were also shocked. It turns out that Huangting Zone is also one of the super ancestors of the sky-falling continent, and it may be the longest inherited ancestor among the several continents. It is said that it has been inherited for 30,000 or 40,000 years, and it has been standing still. Now Huangting Zone naturally, the power and strength cannot be compared with the most prosperous period in history, but it is said that the inheritance of magical instruments is too scary. This kind of sect master, naturally, cannot judge its magical power by cultivation alone. And Huangting Zone is the most famous. It is said that there is a Huangting 5 Emperors scripture, which separately cultivates the 5 internal organs, which can be made into 5 different colors of heart, liver, spleen, lung, and kidney, dark alloy, wood, water, fire, and earth. This kind of vitality is much more powerful than the spiritual root monk's enhancement of the magic power, just like the cultivation of 5 emperors in the body who are close to and control the vitality. The mountain gates of the Yuhua family have all been destroyed by the sun. What is going on here? Can all the Taoists know, or have we just received the news as soon as we arrived? The young man in the robes of the apparently has already seen the mountain gate of the Yuhua family completely ruined, and the expression on his face is not much shocked at the moment. When we came, we had already lost the trace of the man. For details, we hadn't had time to ask the Taoist friends of Zantai Linglan sect master Tianting of Huangting sect glanced at Zantai Linglan and Tianhuo Shenjun and said. The Yuhua family is preparing to use against Wei Suo, that is, the ancient emperor's body that was born in Yunyang grave. The Yuhua family's elixir and secret ban completely controlled the ancient emperor's body, and restored this. The many strengths of the ancient emperor's corpse are at least more than half of the true fairy's combat power, but this person has even attracted a supernatural demon who is still on top of the ancient emperor's corpse. The 6 Yuhua families who will control the ancient emperor's corpse. The old antiques were killed with a single blow. Linglan of Zantai was also holding his breath. He already couldn't help but want to say it in general, and said it in one breath. What, heavenly demon outside the territory? Zantai Linglan said. Even the Black Bodhi Mother was shocked. How is it possible that the demon outside the realm, the Taoist world has never seen the record, and no one has seen the real body at all? Maybe it is just an erroneous thing. There is no such thing. How could such a thing come out? Looking at Zantai Linglan and Tianhuo Shenjun, he looked like he didn't believe it at all. Even if it is not a real extraterrestrial demon, it is also a monster. It must not be a monk or a monster. Heavenly Fire God couldn't help but said quickly, the man has 4 arms, indigo, mouth full of fangs, and outflows. Qi and blood are all indigo, and the breath on his body is also different from the breath of monks and monsters. Although it is comparable to a real fairy, it exudes an extremely violent, devilish breath. Growing 4 arms. Indigo all over. Hearing the words of Heavenly Fire Divine Sovereign, Huangting Patriarch's eyes flashed a strange light. Why, everyone's eyes suddenly gathered on him. I have seen some records of my Huangting zone. Before 18,000 years, there was also an extraterrestrial demon. It fell on our heavenly continent and destroyed dozens of sect gates. Finally, I didn't know near the chaotic mountain in our heavenly continent. It was destroyed by what power? According to records, At that time the monster also grew 4 arms, covered in indigo. Sect Master Huangting said. Since it is your record of Huangting Zone, it should not be wrong. Black Bodhi Tianmu blinked her eyes and looked at Zantai Linglan and Heavenly Fire God. Now this monster and that ancient emperor's corpse, and Wei Suo, where is that man? That ancient emperor's corpse was beaten and fled, and now the monster has been chased down. Wei Suo and they escaped in that direction. They have a magic weapon to hide their figure and breath. Zantai Linglan and Heavenly Fire Divine Sovereign quickly pointed 2 fingers, pointing out the direction of the 4-armed Huangzu Mengneng and Wei Suo and others. Unexpectedly, the Yehua family could actually control the ancient emperor's corpse. At the time, Gong Dizong and Deng Xianzong besieged Wei Suo because of the birth of the Yunyang grave, which caused a complete defeat. Run, if we come back, I am afraid that we will not be able to match. Sect Master Sek's face suddenly became extremely difficult to look. Fortunately, this monster sounds like it is also the pursuit of Wei Suo and others here, but this monster will actually take a virtual footwork. A crossing of the void is 300 or 400 miles, and the speed of escape is amazing. And this head the demon seems to be able to directly consume the monk's jindan, qi, and blood, and restore vitality. Zantai Linglan and Heavenly Fire Divine King are also extremely ugly. They had originally planned to collect the body for Wei Suo this time, but they didn't expect to arrive, but instead they were hiding in the void like a mouse and a cat, and did not dare to come out. Jindan and Qi blood that actually devoured the monk, it is really the same as the extraterrestrial demon recorded by our Huangting Zone. Sect Master Huangting Zone took a deep breath and said. Since this is said, no matter whether this monster and Wei Suo are friends or enemies, we still have to fight one. Black Bodhi Tianmu nodded, but his eyes flashed. A black mask was put out, all the sounds were blocked out, and there was no way to see through. Now it is imperative that we still go to the teleportation circle at Bingtianqi as soon as possible. Go there to send the magic circle? What do you mean? The sect master of the Saint King and the young man in the mysterious Chinese suit suddenly startled. The sect master was so magnificent when you came, and this person must have recognized you. Among the many sects that openly opposed him, with him, now only you, the Holy King sect, are the most suitable to start. Entering you through the magic circle, the mainland, and then defeat the teleportation circle. Even if we get the news, we have no time to rush over. If you destroy the Yehua family, and then destroy the Holy King sect, I don't know how many gates will be shocked. Sovereign Saint King glanced and grinned. The patriarch's face suddenly changed greatly, but the Black Bodhi mother grinned again, saying, but you don't have to worry about the patriarch, we have already prepared for the Yehua family to be destroyed by this person. At that moment, there were already many Taoists waiting around the teleportation circle. Asterisk. I was really spitting out yesterday. I don't know what happened after dinner. I would nausea and vomit. I would vomit if I caught a cold. Do I become a pregnant woman? MD. I still try my best to watch today. If any chapter content is not displayed, please visit to read. Tip: you can search for 0.academy00sy or 00sy in Baidu to visit this site. The site address is. To facilitate reading this book next time, you can click add bookmark below to record this reading record, and you can directly read this chapter next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Remember that the more updates you share, the faster. Mobile phone users, please visit Path to Heaven. Author, Wu Zy. Chapter 1125. Chapter 1125 is an enemy 10. Heavenly Emperor Dao Mountain is surrounded by plains, and within a few thousand miles, it has been equipped with a number of restrictions to prevent bandits and sneak. The heavens and the earth are radiant and the spirit light flashes. Boom, boom. Wei Suo stepped across the void, and divine light was so dazzling that every step seemed to step on everyone's heart. I am going to sweep the Heavenly Emperor Dao Mountain men, people who don't want to be enemies with me, all leave Heavenly Emperor Dao Mountainman. Suddenly, Wei Suo's is full of killing intense surging sound, and there is a chill between heaven and earth. When the surging sound of Wei Suo came out, all the cultivators who came to watch the battle in Huangtianken couldn't speak. No one thought that Wei Suo was so strong, and even said such a simple sentence. The arrogant boy, I really don't know myself when I die. A surging sound like a thunderous scream is also suddenly ringing between the heavens and the earth. This surging sound sounds from the mountainman of Heavenly Emperor Dao. It is Heavenly Emperor Dao sect master Wang Wei. Originally Wei Suo appeared directly in the bright treasure. Wang Wei's heart was in turmoil. Now see Wei Suo's cultivation base, there is no amazing breakthrough, but the fleshly body has the signs of decay. Wang Wei's courage suddenly grows up. Wang Wei has always been the first person of Cloud Spirit Continent. Before I got a divine light shapeshift great art, it was enough to shock one side. Over time, the power is naturally unimaginable. It is completely the anger of the Emperor. Don't you come out with great heaven's nature bottle by? I am here now, even if you dare not fight alone with me, want to kill me, do not have to hide like a tortoise. Wei Suo coldly smiles. This person is really too arrogant. This kind of situation actually dares to say this underworld sex young divine mystic great treasure is so mad. Don't count, this person wants to use G to move shapeshift great art. If we can't help but go out and fight against him alone, it is easy to be killed by him. But Sect Master Wang, I can see that he and everyone can see our strength, see if he has the courage to be so arrogant. Divine Lord Yin smiled coldly, but said this to Wang Wei. Good. Wang Wei nodded, behind a freshly Emperor Dao's old antique, reaching out and shining a brilliance, a surging sound whistling, covering the outermost layer of the golden divine light screen of Heavenly Emperor Dao, suddenly disappeared. Boom long, a giant beast pulls a golden platform of a giant great treasure, glides through the sky, revealing a golden glow, with a golden figure on it, and divine light outside reveals numerous golden tail feathers. A statue of a heavenly golden figure walks in front of him, and the golden light behind him forms a holy sword with a giant great treasure. The rolling red-green SE flame rises in the void, condense a statue of the ancient spear. A divine mystic great treasure named Real King King in the eyes of the golden core cultivator is surrounded by divine light and is in the eyes of everyone. Dear God, so many divine mystic great treasures, one person can face so many divine mystic great treasures. It's really these divine mystic great treasures that can be gathered together. What is the identity of several divine mystic great treasures? This kind of scene is so shocking that most of the cultivators around the imperial city have been stunned. Wang Wei, Tianzhu Divine Lord, Sushenxiu, Tourmaline Sect Master, Underworld Sect, Current Sect Master, Zantai Linglan, Culmination Purple Thunder Sect Master, Avasai Divine Lord, Heavenly Fire Divine Lord, Myriad Phoenix's Young Master, a total of 10 divine mystic great treasure can show. Every divine mystic great treasure can be scattered with heaven-shaking, breathtaking chi flame. Each of these divine mystic great treasures can be like a god. Wei Suo's power is amazing, but at the moment these people are showing up. In the void, it gives people the feeling that only one god faces 10 gods. The feeling of giving people is completely unfair and almost shameless. 10 divine mystic great treasures, depending on the mountain, against a true immortal, can be justified, but now, these divine mystic great treasure can, but get together, just to deal with the divine mystic cultivator. He is still moving forward. In this lust shape, is he really going to attack Heavenly Emperor Dao Mountain? Don't he know that the closer it is to Heavenly Emperor Dao, the more dangerous it is, the easier it is to enter the attack range of Heavenly Emperor Dao Mountain Men Great Treasure. But what makes the great treasure most cultivator even more shocking is that seeing this full of 10 divine mystic great treasures and at least 2 of the 30 golden core old antiques in the Heavenly Emperor Dao Mountain, Wei Suo didn't stop at all, and still connected the void walking footwork like a rising Sunday at the moment. It has crossed the top of the imperial city, only a few thousand miles from the mountain of the heavenly Emperor Dao. After the removal of the golden light of heavenly Emperor Dao, all the people saw that among the mountainmen of heavenly Emperor Dao, all kinds of temples were continuous, completely like a godland, and one of them was on the mountain. A few grand palaces, the great treasure can be compared with the great treasure mountain. At this moment, Wei Suo is close to the divine mystic great treasure and can look very small. He has to come. He is going to die if he is dead. Many cultivators' young mouths are boring, especially some female cultivators even have tears flowing down. I feel that Wei Suo is taking a dead end. Wei Suo from domineering reverend to domineering divine lord is definitely the idol of most of the great cultivator and rogue cultivator in this era, but now this idol seems to be taking a no return. In the face of so many people, he is still so arrogant, and dare to come close. Underworld sect's young divine mystic great treasure in white robes, the new sect master, seeing that Wei Suo is still moving forward, it seems that they don't put them in the eye, they want to attack the mountain. It is the gas is so fast that the nose is about to collapse. Like the characters like Su Qianhuan and Lin Taixu, the younger and more genius, the more they see others are better than themselves, the more they can't stand it. Wei Suo, if you are obediently at this moment, we may be able to let you live. The underworld sect's young divine mystic great treasure can want to insult Wei Suo. Out of the great treasure surging sound, the white sedivine light, also like the same Bo Wan Yang, in the sky, like there are countless white bone, keep climbing in the void. Wei Suo swept the underworld section. The young divine mystic great treasure can be seen at a glance. What are you? Presumptuous, underworld sect young divine mystic great treasure can scream and snarl, own sect main blue, underworld sect master. This person is actually underworld sect master. Sure enough, divine might is extraordinary. Underworld sect, this is the grading of the great treasure 6 of the U, the strength may not be under the heavenly Emperor Dao. Underworld sect master? I have killed one. Many people were surprised by the identity of this young divine mystic great treasure, but Wei Suo's next sentence is to make everyone speechless. Wei Suo's the meaning of the sentence and tone is very clear. The underworld sect master has been killed by him. You are not as good as the underworld sect master. You, underworld sect young divine mystic great treasure can also be a face. I can't speak for a while. Wei Suo has no pause, and has been moving to the distance of heavenly Emperor Dao, only to stop, and the 10 divine mystic great treasure can be awkward. As soon as I saw Wei Suo doing this, the face of the divine mystic great treasure was completely ridiculous. I found out that the words were surging sound. I thought you were so arrogant, and I wanted to attack the mountains. The appearance of men, the result is still vaginal surging sound potential. Wei Suo didn't talk, just looking at the underworld sect's young divine mystic great treasure. Ah! Suddenly, the young divine mystic great treasure, which was still agitating True Yuan, was surging sound, and it was a painful scream. The sedivine light wrapped around the body was completely broken. Ah! In the scream of screaming, this young divine mystic great treasure can even fly in the sky without shapeshift great art, and grabbed his own hands and fell from the air. Wei Suo just saw this young divine mystic great treasure. The young divine mystic great treasure can obviously lose the battle strength and fall from the sky. What? How was this possible? Dream all the people's pupils contract instantly, and the amazing chill is instantly filled in everyone's naked body. What happened? Face of Divine Lord, Wang Wei, etc. is also awkward. Divine Lord, a true Yuan, is the young divine mystic great treasure of underworld section. I want to ask what is going on. Nalumbo Nucifera ni Lumbo Nucifera, but the underworld sect's young divine mystic great treasure can be saved by them, but it is still in the chug, the mouth is constantly vomiting blood, his eyes are scattered, and he can't say anything. If other people, I am afraid not so, but the underworld sect young divine mystic great treasure can only divine mystic the second layer base, but is also first, divine consciousness, and Wei Suo is too far away. Wei Suo this Tathagata divine a blow, now this young glow divine great mystic can if no great treasure complement divine consciousness spirit Yao, even if this great treasure war, the future divine will leave irreparable damage. Ah! At this time, Zantai Linglan also suddenly surprised the surging sound screaming, his body seems to have an invisible bow pattern dang, scared to fly, he directly moved void golden gourd, disappeared under a flash in situ. This is not good, skip back this person is the shapeshift great art of the divine consciousness who got the strong great treasure. At this moment, all the rest of the great treasures are out of a surging sound great treasure, and the madness of the backwards, giving people the feeling, not like a group of gods, is a group of frightened sparrows. There is something in this person that can withstand the impact of divine consciousness. At this moment, Wei Suo also reacted. He wanted to take advantage of this and deal with Zantai Linglan, but he did not expect the Tathagata divine glow, but it was a strong weapon that could withstand the invasion of divine consciousness. Resist. How, want to run, but at the same time, Wei Suo didn't have the slightest stop, and looked at these great treasures. Ah! In the void, like the invisible cold electricity, the Divine Lord suddenly burst out of a surging sound, and the face was distorted, and the divine light outside was broken. Everyone is shocked. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Path to Heaven. Author, Wu Zy. Chapter 1126. Chapter 1126 is a step-by-step startling. What a style it is. Underworld sex young divine mystic great treasure is even worse, and is the cultivation base of divine mystic second layer. In the eyes of the golden core great treasure cultivator, it is already a true god, and the identity of the sex sect master is high. But just a glimpse of Wei Suo, it was directly divine light collapse and scattered, falling into the cloud and losing all battle strength. Zantai Linglan was directly smashed into the void by Wei Suo. Then, just step by step, the Divine Lord, the leader of the other party, also screamed. With a pair of 10, but a face-to-face, the other side was shocked, and the cultivator around Huang Tianken could hardly believe his eyes. OM. Suddenly, a terrifying inner chi oscillated in the void. Heavenly Emperor Dao, the sky of the mountain gate suddenly opened a hole and a golden giant eye appeared. Shua. A golden flame emerged from the golden giant eyes, and it was very fierce. There was a cold electricity shot in the eyes of Wei Suo. This is a kind of great treasure for Heavenly Emperor Dao. The powerful energy is played out. Even the great treasure batch cultivators around the imperial sky city thousands of miles away are all drowned by the terrifying atmosphere. Do not move great treasure first. He has a secret place in his body. 2 such great treasures were banned, and no shapeshift great art caused any damage to him. But at the moment when the golden giant eyes were at the manifestation in the sky, Wei Suo Tathagata divine glow hit the screaming divine lord, but it also gave a surging sound to the sharp treasure. Chi. A surging sound cracked, a 3-inch great treasure, a small water green crystal Dao venerable turned into a fly ash in front of him, and a green crystal reticle shrouded him and the rest of the great treasure. At the same time, Wei Suo just stepped out, and a terrifying golden flame was thrown behind him, hitting the ground and playing a deep hole that could not be seen at all. Dear God, like the great treasure of the divine mystic 5th layer cultivator, it is impossible to beat him. How can his reaction reach such a point? What exactly is he going to do? How can he rush to Heavenly Emperor Dao? The other party's great treasure cannot let the great treasure ban. It is obvious that 1 or 2 great treasures are not allowed to be beaten. He has to wait for him to enter the scope of the most great treasures and the shapeshift great art. He attacks him together. Don't mean to send the door. Everyone is even more shocked. This lust scene is nothing like shapeshift great art in words. A person who is very small compared to Heavenly Emperor Dao and the terrifying divine fire behind him, walking between the heavens and the earth. The world behind him was pierced by a golden divine fire, and the golden divine fire dyed his naked body to a golden color. In front of him, countless cultivators gather in the gates of the mountains, numerous splendid light flutters, a giant great treasure splendid light vortex. Day 9 Divine Lord is also Weisuo most dread of one of the great treasure, although it is also divine mystic, 4th layer base, but many heritage cultivation shapeshift T-art device, who also do not know what kind of powerful energy, so Weisuo is the first time to deal with this person. Tathagata divine glow a hit this person screams, he did not stay, is Tathagata divine glow a blow toward this person. But the divine lord's 3-inch great treasure, the water green crystal Deo Venerable, is a shapeshift great art machine designed to withstand the impact of the divine consciousness. His Tathagata divine glow blow was resisted. Death. Kill this child. Just as the Divine Lord and Wang Wei and others of Tianjuji's Divine Lord's shapeshift great art were temporarily stabilizing their positions, the 4 old-fashioned old antiques rolled up their flames and did not retreat. Instead, they rushed toward Weisuo. One share of the heart-rending inner chi, the recovery of the 4 people. The 4 old antiques have a powerful shapeshift great art. At this moment, many people reacted. Divine Lord and others in Tianji made insidious calculations in advance. So against the enemy, Weisuo's attention must first focus on the body of these divine mystic great treasures, but they are awesome. The shapeshift great art is placed on the body of these old antiques. The shapeshift great art of these old antiques is likely to be covered by the great treasure range. Even if it can't kill, it can cause damage to Weisuo, even affecting some aspects of Weisuo's, and reducing Weisuo's battle strength. Now even if the reaction comes forward, the 4 old antiques are swept toward Weisuo in 4 directions, and how can Weisuo handle it? Dead. But let all people are completely horrendous is, Weisuo is not a pause, still forward a step out, a surging sound cold drink surging sound, he behind the void, countless lights ya flash, Fangyu and thousands of miles of the entire void, all seems to be full of a great treasure, the rhythm of the movement so that many of the cultivator, feel that their heart seems to jump out from the mouth of the general. Ah! 4 extremely old antiques suddenly simultaneously a surging sound great treasure called, the mouth is bloody and mad, they cannot control true Yuan, falling from the air. And one of the old antique shapeshift great art itself is about to be provoked, but once it loses control, it instantly bursts into a huge grey treasure of the dark green fire group. This old antique is directly burned into fly ash, nothing left. Under. Just stepping out again, it completely unravel the sinister blow of 4 old antiques. This kind of scene makes people stunned. It's Wu Shenhu's heaven falls heart ordinary. Myriad Phoenix's young master and others recognize the shapeshift great art that Weisuo is using at this time, and his heart is completely stunned. Weisuo's experience of the enemy and the calm of the mind, it is pointed that this heaven falls heart ordinary against the general golden core 5th layer great treasure cultivator, I am afraid the damage is not great treasure, can only make she shapeshift great art pause, but the 4 old antique itself physical and golden core has been decayed, but also only prepared to burst after the final glory, Weisuo's this, but is chopped broke their last vigor. Except for the old antique that was directly burned into the fly ash by his own shapeshift great art, the other 3 old antiques had already flew off the air when they fell from the air, and it was useless to save. Hong. Weisuo stepped out again and continued to approach the heavenly Emperor Dao gate as if he were directly on the heart of everyone. Ah! The more than 20 old antique balconies that had stayed in front of the divine mystic great treasure were screaming, dancing white and madly retreating. More than a dozen of them felt that their heart was about to burst, and it was difficult to withstand the dual pressures brought by Weisuo's power and shapeshift great art. The rest was completely shaken by Weisuo and was directly scared back. Weisuo's looks no worries at this moment, only the cold infinity fighting intent and killing intent, the whole person has a layer of divine brilliance, and it makes people feel that there is no shapeshift great art. Don't panic. To our rear, we are enough to destroy him. Tianzhu Divine Lord and Wang Wei also had a great treasure drink. At this moment, these great treasures have been completely stabilized, and they are already brewing a heaven-shaking blow. Even Zantai Linglan, who was scared directly into the void by Wei Suo, recontrols void golden gourd and reveals it from the void. What is he going to do? He really wants to break into the heavenly Emperor Dao gate. Between heaven and earth, Wei Suo is still moving forward. Every step forward, there are many people in the gates of heavenly Emperor Dao, who can't stand it, just like the tides, and only those divine mystic great treasure can like an arrow, stay in place and confront Wei Suo. This is not good, he really wants to break through the guardian shapeshift great art. For a moment, among the heavenly Emperor Dao gates, countless old people appeared in the dazzling great treasure. Wei Suo stepped out, less than 100 miles away from the heavenly Emperor Dao mountain gate restrictions, a surging sound of the blast, the shapeshift great art domain at the same time, the strong power of life and death is pressed against a layer of transparent crystal that covers the door of heavenly Emperor Dao. Nice. Move great treasure. Death. At this time, Wang Wei and others all burst out of heaven shaking sternly shouted, and all of them divine light rushed toward Wei Suo. At this time, Wei Suo, already in the secret place heavenly Emperor Dao, is almost all of the great treasure band attacks, and has taken the initiative to attack the heavenly Emperor Dao gate, which is already a good time to kill Wei Suo's great treasure. OM. The void is like a piece of porcelain that is struck and generally keeps shaking. A golden and red fragment from the hands of myriad phoenixes young master, hey, instantly a surging sound resounded for 9 days of clear cry, turned into a red gold divine phoenix, like a star, pressed down to Wei Suo. Numerous black light rushed out of a mountain in heavenly Emperor Dao, condense a black waterfall that stretched hundreds of miles in the sky, pressing down to Wei Suo. It's just these two powerful energies, all of which are pressed against the void of Wei Suo around the body, and Wei Suo is set in the air. Kaka. Wei Suo once again took a step forward and broke away from the powerful energy squeeze, instantly on the edge of the heavenly Emperor Dao gate restrictions. The restrictions of the heavenly Emperor Dao gate are also extremely amazing. Under his blow, there is no collapse. The great treasure of myriad phoenixes young master and heavenly Emperor Dao was banned and was directly avoided by him. Dead. But the great treasures such as Wang Wei can all be eaten by great treasure. Among the voids, there are 3 pangretic treasures and terrifying inner chi spreading. A blue cold electricity formed by countless blue divine marks, a silver giant stove formed by silver light, a radiant, Dao lotus with 72 colorful lotus flowers on one root, just appeared in Wei Suo's figure. The moment, it has already reached the top of Wei Suo's. Ah! Countless people are screaming out of surging sound under this suffocating pressure. They screamed for surging sound because the 3 powerful energy were inherited from the shapeshift great art and the great treasure, and the powerful energy was too terrifying. In their opinion, Wei Suo escaped without any shapeshift great art anyway. This blow is very likely to be killed on the spot. But their surging sound screams, but it instantly changes taste. Shua. Just as the screaming surging sound has not yet sounded, a fascinating purple light has evolved on Wei Suo's side. The blue cold electric and silver giant stoves that were first shot down are actually slightly deflected, from Wei Suo's body. Side pressure. Dang. A surging sound divine iron. The shocking surging sound sounded at the same time, and the 72 colorful lotus brilliance Dao lotus was suppressed in Wei Suo's body. However, although Wei Suo's body is collapsed and scattered, it is not degraded at all, and there is no fragmentation. Hong. Instead, the blue energy and the powerful energy of the silver giant stove and the heavenly Emperor Dao's protector shapeshift great art collided, and the heavenly Emperor Dao's guardian shapeshift great art array collapsed completely, and a piece of crystal was in the sky. Flying out, Wei Suo went on and stepped into the mountain gate of Heavenly Emperor Dao. The surging sound of countless people exclaimed, originally for Wei Suo to fall out, but at this time, it turned into Wei Suo and attacked Heavenly Emperor Dao. How could his body be sturdy to this extent? Previously at Immortal Ascension Sect, he was only able to withstand the powerful energy of the shapeshift great art domain of the divine mystic 4th layer. Now even this powerful energy of the shapeshift great art domain of the divine mystic 5th layer can be hardened. The breaths of Divine Lord and Wang Wei, etc., are momentarily paused. Path to Heaven. Author, Wu Ziyi. Chapter 1127. Chapter 1127 The Battle of Heaven and Earth. This is not the day when Divine Lord Etal did not calculate the eternal Saint King scripture. Wei Suo was in the Immortal Ascension sect, under the heaven shaking, especially Myriad Phoenix's young master and Avicii Divine Lord. It is natural to know that Wei Suo got the eternal Saint King scripture of Saint King sect. But it has only been a few days since Wei Suo gave birth to Black Bodhi Tianmu to the present. Even if he gets divine mark, how many can he engrave? These divine mystic great treasure can, unexpectedly, Wei Suo got the inheritance of Eastern Tathagata, and got a wonderful secret place from Zhou Qingning. This is the real person is not as good as the day. Ah! Wei Suo rushed into the door of Heavenly Emperor Dao, squirting blood from the cultivator mouth of the great treasure piece of great treasure, and the raindrops generally fell from the sky. Wu Shenu this heaven falls heart ordinary is the eastward secret boundary of the strong shapeshift great art, although the nearer, the unique powerful energy oscillation is more amazing, but Wei Suo at the moment of true UN and divine consciousness cast up, powerful energy spread thousands of miles, although days 9 Divine Lord these great treasure can withstand some golden core great treasure cultivator, but some of the golden heavenly Dao Emperor with its own chi and blood failure and less than disciple core le, but is already unable to bear. In our cultivation world, the enemy is really there. This kind of scene is also scalp, which is unimaginable for the general cultivator. One person just stepped out, within 1,000 miles, thousands of cultivators screamed, and spirit light disappeared and fell from the sky. This completely overturns the perception of many low-grade cultivators. Many low-grade cultivators have seen the records of classics, saying that a great treasure can come and go in a crowd of people, but these low-grade cultivators are unbelievable. They feel that even if 1 million people are excited about a shapeshift great art, the powerful energy can kill a great treasure. But now, these low-grade cultivators know that in the face of true great treasure, the ordinary cultivator is really like an ant, and it is useless at all. Like Wei Suo's shapeshift great art powerful energy, a single stroke is 1,000 miles, just like emptying within 1,000 miles, only the same great treasure cultivator and great treasure can stay to fight against him. What is the concept of 1,000 miles? Ordinary cultivator, just able to play dozens of feet, hundreds of feet only. At this time, Wei Suo, but there is nothing in the heart, divine consciousness spills, and there is no one in his eyes. It is like being in an empty and incomparable place. There is only one group of origin chi. Fluctuation. Heaven falls heart ordinary, great treasure by shapeshift great art, Tathagata divine glow, Wei Suo's body, with an amazing number of strong shift great art can be used, but his current lust shape can be said that every step is really a matter of life and death, every moment has to deal with random changes, even have to spare many of the shapeshift great art are too late to display. Shua. Just between the divine gods such as Divine Lord and Wang Wei, and a disappointment of the great treasure, a cyan divine light came out from the front of Wei Suo's, with a fissure of surging sound, towards the far secret place. Secret place great treasure the temple is flying away. His shapeshift great art is so fast. How could his divine consciousness reach such an amazing degree? Avicii Divine Lord a fierce embarrassment, a blue-red flame, chasing Wei Suo's cyan divine light, want to intercept it. Wei Suo's Cyan Divine Light, apparently smashing a secret place great treasure against Heavenly Emperor Dao, wanting to destroy the shapeshift great art array. Between this one, they didn't have a Dao technique shapeshift great art, but Wei Suo had already produced the second Dao technique shapeshift great art, Wei Suo's shapeshift great art, far from anyone present. This is Sky Mr. Sword's only my heart sword. Seeing that Wei Suo's Cyan Divine Light is being intercepted by Avasai Divine Lord, but the eyes of many people are instantly solidified. This Cyan Divine Light is suddenly like a living thing, like a dragon in the sky. After a series of dodge, the Avasai Divine Lord's blow was not intercepted at all. This Cyan Divine Light, which broke through 1,500 miles, fell down and directly divided the golden great treasure hall from top to ground into two pieces. Hong, a group of vermilion flames were rising in the secret place. This hit, the red flames burst open, and the secret place was dozens of miles, just like dozens of extinct golden core explosions. All turned into fly ash. Wang Wei's face suddenly became iron, and that was the perfection of Heavenly Emperor Dao's ancestors. One of the four great treasures of Heavenly Emperor Dao left behind was destroyed by Wei Suo. This is not good, he wants to completely approach us, so that the great treasure is banned from shapeshift great art, and we have to be attacked by our own powerful energy. At the same time, Zantai Linglan woke up to see what it was, and also made a great treasure call. Wei Suo is straight toward them, with the body of Wei Suo and the shapeshift great art killed by divine consciousness. If they rush into their middle, they are simply into the wolves, and they all become Wei Suo's shield. Divine Lord, if you don't use your inheritance of shapeshift great art, we're afraid we're going to fall here. The face of Tourmaline sect master was completely white, and a surging sound great treasure was called against Divine Lord. Previously, almost everyone felt that Wei Suo had appeared on the spot, but he did not expect Wei Suo to be so strong that there was no enemy at all. I heard the great treasure called Tourmaline sect master, and the Divine Lord, who was reluctant to use the great treasure, couldn't help it. A surging sound of, a great treasure blue flame in front of him rise up. A piece of great treasure blue square ancient talisman, rippling terrifying true immortal chi, a glimpse of flame, weaving a great treasure blue flame mask, the day of the Divine Lord and Wang Wei great treasure can be enveloped in it. This is not good. But just as Divine Lord provoked the great treasure blue flame mask that swayed terrifying true immortal chi, all the great treasures were able to squat again. At this moment, Wei Suo changed its position and avoided the powerful energy of at least 5 or 6 great treasures of the shapeshift great art field that the great treasure can play, moving towards the valley where the great heaven's nature bottle is located. At the same time, a string of silk behind Wei Suo scatters the flaming silver divine light. Hey, a divine iron break surging sound, a silk shattering with a silver divine light, each turned into a Wei Suo, with dozens of Wei Suo flying between the heavens and the earth. Even if you see the strong shapeshift great art such as Wei Suo evolution, almost everyone can't tell which one is Wei Suo's, and which one is Wei Suo's incarnation. If you are still not desperate, not only will we be able to repel him today, but even if we can escape today, we will definitely fall into his hands in the future. Culmination Purple Thunder sect master great treasure, called surging sound into the ears of Divine Lord and Wang Wei. The secret place of the great heaven's nature bottle was originally equipped with a powerful energy that was amazing enough to kill any divine mystic 4th layer great treasure. But the restrictions are breathable, and all divine mystic great treasures will enter the restrictions, which is just in case, Yin Wei Suo. But now Wei Suo has turned this avatar into a avatar, and it is likely that the restrictions are just an incarnation, and even if it is a real touch, with the tyranny of Wei Suo, the restrictions may not have any great treasure for him. Damage can't stop him from taking great heaven's nature bottle. At the moment these great treasure can, even culmination Purple Thunder sect master have no idea Ling Longtian for great heaven's nature bottle no more than them. Just think Wei Suo's all Dao companion and pro have been great heaven's nature bottle kill, but they all know, Wei Suo, since this great heaven's nature bottle, this great heaven's nature bottle fell to Wei Suo's hands. Wei Suo is arbitrary, come and go, no scruples, can be a sect swept past. You, do you still want to live? If you don't want to die, do your best. Days 9 Divine Lord's forehead also burst the veins. Yellow Court sect, although it may be the treasure of these several great, the longest inheritance sect, inheritance shapeshift great art device number is the most amazing, but it is also a sect of the inside, ancestral down things, in their own body to use out a piece, is a sin, but now there is no shapeshift great art. Wei Suo now is simply thousands of years ago invincible Eastern Tathagata, there is no way to keep hands. Hong. With a surging sound and a horror to the extreme of the great treasure, a fying of a surging sound in the void, the Divine Lord's hand in the sky shot a pearly great treasure box. The shape of this box is like an ancient temple, but it is divided into 7 layers, inlaid with various crystal stones, and like a stupa. A pair of giant treasures inner chi recovered from the shapeshift great art of the Divine Lord, and a giant great treasure figure stood up from the shapeshift great art. This is a yellow god, up to 5 feet, showing the yellow armor, holding a spear-shaped ancient spear, scattered with radiance, no sensation of ecstasy, only the cold and baleful aura and the hustle and bustle, the fighting intent rises in the void. The soul of heaven and earth. Wei Suo is now mixed in dozens of incarnations, and divine consciousness is swept away, but my heart is also shocked. He listened to Black Bodhi Tianmu and said that the shapeshift great art of Divine Lord is called the Spirit of Heaven and Earth. It is a great treasure of divine mystic 5th layer bound by yellow quartz section divine soul refining, the same divine sense residue as Sword King Old Ancestor, is a true God for the cultivator. Shua. This heaven and earth war manifested itself, and in one step, the great treasure blue flame mask was taken out, the yellow spear-shaped ancient spear was drawn, and a great treasure piece was instantly annihilated. Wei Suo 5 or 6 the avatars flying in the front are all distorted and disappeared. Hey! Ancient spear in the hands of the heaven and earth war has made another stroke. In the sky, there are countless yellow stars flying in the sky. Each yellow star is directed to a Wei Suo, regardless of the body and avatar. Under this lust shape, Wei Suo also has no shadow shift great art to conceal. A purple brilliance blossoms on top of his head, and he looks at the heaven and earth, and Tathagata divine glow slams. Path to Heaven. Author, Wu Zy. Chapter 1128. Chapter 1128 masks all brilliance. Attacked by Wei Suo Tathagata divine glow, the entire head of the earth and earth wars shines brightly, significantly brighter than the rest of the naked body. Sun true fire itself is the nemesis of the naked body of Yin Yuan and divine sense. If you change Sword King Old Ancestor and you are hit by Wei Suo, you may lose battle strength, but this battle is with Sword King Old. Unlike Ancestor, Ancestor has been erased all consciousness by the ancestors of Yellow Court sect, and is completely indifferent to his own damage. OUI. There is no stagnation in the spirit of heaven and earth. Instead, the fierce treasure is serious. In the hands of ancient spear, the sky in the top of Wei Suo suddenly turns yellow. N. Wei Suo hit it and saw that there was no obstacle to the war of heaven and earth, and Ma understood the reason. This is not Tathagata divine glow. It is not killing the soul of this heaven and earth. It is the soul of this heaven and earth that ignores the damage. After a few more attacks, the entire divine soul power of this warrior must be completely defeated by his Tathagata divine glow. Do you know what this is? Did you actually take a star? /P. At this time, all the cultivators around Huangtianken were so speechless that the sky in the top of Wei Suo turned out to be a yellow star. This yellow star is surrounded by a band nebula with numerous meteorites on the surface, a ring of mountains, and a huge mountain, covering the entire sky. It's a powerful energy treasure's shapeshift great art domain. Powerful energy, but unfortunately can't sell all the powerful energy. Otherwise, the shapeshift great art field of divine mystic 5th layer middle stage, I don't necessarily be an opponent. I really don't know where the yellow court sect was detained like this divine soul. /p. But Wei Suo's heart is very calm. This World War soul's strength is impossible to photograph the stars. This yellow star is only its evolution great treasure road shapeshift great art domain. This door great treasure road shapeshift great art domain although unusually strong great treasure, but with the power of the world and the soul, now excited, at most have only and black Bodhi Tianmu equivalent powerful energy. Hong. Wei Suo evolved the Tin-P shapeshift great art field, welcoming it, and looking at the soul of the heavens and the earth, preparing to block the yellow star with the shapeshift great art field, and then use the Tathagata divine glow to fight against the sky. A hit. But at this moment, Wei Suo's heart suddenly rose into a chill, and there was a very clear trajectory in the eyebrows. Not good. Wei Suo suddenly knew that some powerful energy was enough to threaten himself. At the moment, it is too late to move Tathagata divine glow again. Wei Suo stepped out and wrapped himself in the glory of the sun at the same time. Outside the sun-like brilliance, a black light suddenly appeared. The next moment, a really surging sound, a emptiness, even the heaven and earth wars are shocked in the void, a white divine light in the void, intercourse, wrong, like tens of thousands of handles, number the 100,000-handed divine iron sword was strangled and shrouded in 100 miles. Look, you are not dead. Wang Wei's face is filled with awkward smiles. This hit is his out, using Heavenly Emperor Dao's inheritance shapeshift great art singular ternary sword, powerful energy far beyond the white stars, completely equivalent to divine mystic 5th layer GRE peak great treasure can the shapeshift great art domain powerful energy. Days of Divine Lord, Sushenxiu, Tourmaline sect master, Avasai divine lord, all the other great treasures are also in the eyes of a happy look, but in an instant, these people's faces are completely frozen. Wei Suo's figure, revealing through a void, throws the white divine light, which is the cross-course intercourse, behind it. Hung. At that moment, the yellow star that was smashed by the heavens and the earth was actually powered by Wang Wei. The Wei Suo was only a coldly glimpse. The great treasure road shapeshift great art sounded a shock. It shattered all the away, and Tathagata divine glow once again attacked the world. With void walking step shapeshift great art, he was simply shapeshift great art to hide from Wang Wei, but he had been taken from Black Bodhi Tianmu to the sky covering demon subduing pestle, previously deliberately hidden, did not show the reveals, although not as Black Bodhi Tianmu great art domain strength, but now with void walking step shapeshift great art, it is also a move out of more than 130 li, let Wang Wei this blow instantly vanished, what cheap have not accounted for. And this is also Wei Suo's physical decline at the moment is not fully restored, otherwise Wei Suo's cultivation base, if it is full, this step will be 150. At the same time as Tathagata divine glow slammed into the battle of heaven and earth, Wei Suo slammed behind him, flashing silver, and once again displaying great treasure into heaven deceiving scripture, turning dozens of avatar. The void again vibrates, and the ancient spear of heaven and earth is still drawn, and countless yellow stars are falling in the sky. For this lust shape, Wei Suo is a surging sound. Dead is a dead object, and the enemy is almost routine. Wei Suo does this, knowing that this battle is going to happen. Yellow star of the evolution of the heavens and the earth, with a diameter of 1,000 miles, can be said to be a suppression of the audience, and he also has a very great treasure limit, and this Dao technique shapeshift great art, although it is possible to break his great treasure into heaven deceiving scripture, but powerful energy is nothing to threaten him. Dang! One of the surging sounds, Wei Suo just reached for a shot and directly smashed the yellow star that hit him. Hong! At the same time, Wei Suo moved sky covering demon subduing pestle again, vacuuming the front, and void walking step shapeshift great art stepped out, heading towards the altar where the great heavens nature bottle was. The secret place Earth Fire is a deliberate choice in the central region of Heavenly Emperor Dao, 4,000 miles from the edge of Heavenly Emperor Dao, but less than 1,600 miles from Weisuo. Originally, these divine mystic great treasures have something to do with each other. They also have an intercourse. If they encounter unfavorable lust shapes, they will do the calculations, but all these great treasures can even think of Weisuo. To the extent that it is tyrannical, it directly breaks into the door of Heavenly Emperor Dao. And many great treasures are forbidden, and the shapeshift great art is inherited. It is useless to him. The shapeshift great art array set around the memorial place, with the body of Weisuo rushing at the moment, has no shapeshift great art to cause any damage to Weisuo. The original place of the secret place is that these great treasures can be designed for the Yin Weisuo under the unfavorable situation, but now the great heaven's nature bottle is not in the hands of these great treasures, but it is completely soft ribs. This lust shape is like digging up a myriad of traps, waiting for a monster beast to plant in, but this monster beast is coming, but it is a naked body type 2 great treasure. These traps are not as good as monster beast great treasure leg great treasure. A trap is useless. As long as the great heaven's nature bottle falls into the hands of Weisuos, the battle will be defeated. Zantai Linglan, seeing this scene, Tianju Divine Lord, Wang Wei and so on, all souls have to fly up in general, towards Zantai Linglan a surging sound sharp howl. Zantai Linglan was in a shackle, scared almost directly into the void, and in the eyes of Divine Lord and others who killed people, Zantai Linglan finally pointed out a little brilliance. This crystal brilliance, through the naked body with golden light, is the appearance of a bottle gourd seed. This crystal brilliance disappeared without the surging sound. At the moment of disappearing, the whole person of Zantai Linglan immediately came to the end, and it was full of great treasure. Most of True Yuan was instantly evacuated, and at the same time, numerous crystal clear light patterns. Between the people of Divine Lord and Wang Wei and the secret place altar, a virtual passage is evolved. It not good now, I want to grab the great heaven's nature bottle? Is it too late? /p. In this life and death great treasure battle, Weisuo's true yuan and qi and blood have surging sound to the extreme, and the mind is also unprecedented concentration, perception, and reaction. Naturally, it is completely normal, and it is judged at a glance. Through the void shapeshift great art, you can instantly reach the secret place altar and first pack the great heaven's nature bottle. With the great heaven's nature bottle, the other party is not worth the money, there is also the cost of negotiating with him. But this lust shape, if placed before, he may be helpless, but now, he is not in a hurry. A surging sound between the sneer, Weisuo in front of the same Chi 2 surging sound, only my heart sword, like a correction of the dragon, jumping out of his body. A surging sound of dang, the virtual passage has just formed, and Weisuo's and only my heart sword have already hit the great heaven's nature bottle. And this only my heart sword is rewinding in the rear, and the one click hits the great heaven's nature bottle towards Weisuo's. Only my heart sword is also the heaven level top rank of the shapeshift great art, Weisuo divine mystic 4th layers cultivation base. Even if there is no shapeshift great art and the great treasure road shapeshift great art field, this great heaven's nature bottle also suddenly played like a meteor, flying towards Weisuo. Ah! At this moment, the time seemed to be completely solidified. Inside and outside the heavenly Emperor Dao Gate, all the people who saw the scene were scalp numb, as if they were surrounded by mind-devouring bug, and they were exclaimed. Weisuo's this shot, even more than 1,500 miles. Days of Divine Lord and Wang Wei, among the pieces of crystal of divine light, flashed and appeared on the altar. But at this time, this great heaven's nature bottle, but it has already been beaten and flew out, I don't know how many. Great heaven's nature bottle at the moment, there are no controls at all, and it is almost the same as the only my heart sword. Dang. And these great treasures didn't have time to take shapeshift great art to capture, and another only my heart sword, which had been relayed, was once again killed in the great heaven's nature bottle. The great heaven's nature bottle is more powerful, with blue and white trajectories in the sky. Ah! Wangwei, Tianju Divine Lord, Tourmaline Sect Master, Avasai Divine Lord, Myriad Phoenix's Young Master, Culmination Purple Thunder Sect Master. These divine mystic fourth layer great treasure can, the fastest response, are almost jumped out of thin air up and down, splendid light fell from the air, all desperately applied shape-shift great art, want to capture this great heaven's nature bottle. But at this time, it is clear that there is no time to put any of the shape-shift great art's Wei Suo body. Suddenly, a blue-black splendid light bursts faster than these people, and a surging sound is cracking. The heaven's nature bottle dragged out the shape-shift great art range of these people and dragged them to Wei Suo. Boom! At this moment, the sky is a surging sound, and the yellow star of a giant great treasure falls toward Wei Suo. But the great treasures that are shocked by countless people are called surging sound and surging sound, but the surging sound that even the stars have pressed seems to be covered. Below the yellow stars, Wei Suo stands alone, covering up all the brilliance, reaching out and grabbing the great heaven's nature bottle in his hands. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Path to Heaven. Author, Wu Ziyi. Chapter 1129. Chapter 1129 is broken. Great heaven's nature bottle once in the hands, Wei Suo was in the heart of great treasure. Days 9 Divine Lord, Wangwei and other people, is already done his divine ability great treasure into the preparation, has done a lot of layout, inheritance shape-shift great art device is also not stingy use out, but is that these people are not as good as the sky, did not think Wei Suo unexpectedly will become thousands of years after the second Eastern Tathagata, to this extent, did not think Wei Suo unexpectedly can rush into the mountain men, will this great heaven's nature bottle grab the hand. On this great heaven's nature bottle, Dang is holding a breath of great treasure than true immortal. It is a true authenticity. With the great heaven's nature bottle in hand, Wei Suo will try to test the tyranny of this great heaven's nature bottle. Direct eyes flash, mystic fiend ghost claw grabs the great heaven's nature bottle, like the shape-shift great art shield. Cross over the top of the head. Dang! The surging sound of a surging sound, the resurgence of the heaven and earth wars of the yellow SE star on the great heaven's nature bottle, Wei Suo intuition mystic fiend ghost claw's powerful energy cannot withstand, mystic fiend ghost claw immediately down at the same time, both hands are shot up. Now Wei Suo's mystic fiend ghost claw powerful energy is close to immortal level, mystic fiend ghost claw is under the first block, Huang Se Seeing Chen goes down, Wei Suo can't make any substantial seeing damage. Wei Suo's naked body just past the naked body violently shook and fell down several tens of feet. The horrible treasure of the yellow SE star was started by Wei Suo's head and burst open. This yellow SE star, just a great treasure road shift great art domain power, but the powerful energy condense essence, it seems that Wei Suo hands blow, exploding a star. This war is actually to win Wei Suo. As soon as Wei Suo caught the great heaven's nature bottle in his hand, another hit on the yellow star, the Tian city, and many cultivators' minds, this thought has already emerged. In fact, a lot of good-looking cultivators have also been seen. With Wei Suo's fleshly body, I am afraid that any of the great treasures of shape-shift great art powerful energy will be injured without shape-shift great art. He can only be trapped in a secret place, relying on the powerful energy that inherits the shape-shift great art and the great treasure. But now that the great heaven's nature bottle is in hand, Wei Suo has no scruples, void walking footwork plus sky covering demon subduing pestle, who can limit his actions. It was not until this time that these cultivators reacted completely. Wei Suo didn't come to death, but to kill. You don't have to look at it at all, Wei Suo can also feel that the great heaven's nature bottle has no damage. Between the slightest cold, he did not stop at all. He took the great heaven's nature bottle in his hand and stepped forward. He once again opened a distance of 100 miles with Divine Lord and Wang Huiai. At this moment, Wang Huiai, Tianzhu Divine Lord and others are in the vicinity of the secret place altar, which is 1,500 miles away from Weisuo. It is completely beyond their shapeshift great art distance. There is no shapeshift great art's effect on Weisuo. The threat of great treasure. As soon as I saw the action like Weisuo, these people suddenly screamed at the great treasure. Weisuo stepped out of the step, but instead approached the heavens and the earth, and all of them could see that Weisuo had to solve the most difficult battle of heaven and earth. The soul of heaven and earth saw Weisuo by near, but it was not afraid of fear, but it was even more fierce seeing great treasure. In the hands of ancient spear, the sky again showed a giant great treasure of yellow stars. Death is a dead thing. Weisuo Tathagata divine glow hits the heavens and the earth, and then moves the great treasure by shapeshift great art, and also directly hits the heavens and the earth. Hong. Like the squad, Weisuo mystic fiend ghost claw grabbed the great heavens nature bottle and shook it with both hands, knocking the cracked yellow stars apart. Between these several faces, Weisuo has already seen it thoroughly. The powerful energy produced by the soul of this world is still far above the Sword King old ancestor at the time, but it is very good rigid to the enemy. There will be a few tricks that will be fixed. This heaven and earth warfare is naturally very terrifying for the general divine mystic fourth layer great treasure, but the powerful energy produced can't help him at all. In his eyes, it is no different from the real dead. Although the spirit of the heavens and the earth has been erased all the consciousness, regardless of the damage of divine consciousness, it does not matter at all, it is not really harmless. Weisuo this again, Tathagata divine glow and great treasure, under the attack of shapeshift great art, the soul of this heaven and earth can no longer bear, hey, a surging sound, out of the more great treasure, but in the void, unable to move, even the hands of the ancient spear cannot move, the top of the head is like burning, a strip of light through come out. Now if it's a great divine mystic fifth layer middle stages great treasure, it's possible to fight with Weisuo, but it's just such a divine soul, but it's impossible to be Weisuo's opponent. Shua. A surging sound cracks, Weisuo moves sky covering demon subduing pestle, void walking footwork step by step, just one step before the soul of this heaven and earth. The soul of heaven and earth is like a surging sound, but it hasn't had any action yet. Weisuo's Tathagata divine glow has already had a heavy blow on him. The head of the heaven and earth warfare is fierce and bright, and the whole body is naked, but it is more rigid, and there is no shapeshift great art in one move. Dead. Weisuo a surging sound cold drink, his hands hit the body of the heaven and earth war, a surging sound of the bombing, the entire heaven and earth war soul directly split, was completely broken up. At this time, Divine Lord and Wang Huiai, etc., are chasing Weisuo and the secret place of the heavens and the earth, but with these people's jealousy, they have been driven out for dozens of miles. The soul of heaven and earth has been thoroughly abandoned by Weisuo. In the eyes of these people, they all showed a shock and incredible table lust that went to the extreme. Days of Divine Lord, how long can you keep this shapeshift great art, a hit to break the soul of the heavens and the earth? Weisuo stepped out again and directly through the body of the heavens and the earth, and God added it. It seemed to have done a trivial little thing. At the same time, he turned to look at the Divine Lord. Wait a minute and say something like this. The phrase Weisuo is still calm, but all the people are chilling and chilling. I just think that Weisuo is like killing everything. Chi. 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 Weisuo talked between, but there was no pause. He continued to use the void walking footwork, and walked around the mountain of the heavenly Emperor Dao, keeping the distance from these divine mystic great treasures. Just out of the my heart soared. A road green divine light fluttered in the heavenly Emperor Dao mountain, and the pieces of the temple collapsed, and the restrictions were defeated by the heart. Wang Wei, your two pro-disciples sneaked against me on the same day. I didn't want to know about your heavenly Emperor Dao, even after the Fire Domain God King Immortal Ascension sect. I gave you a chance, but you are on the contrary, it has become worse. Do you think that your heavenly Emperor Dao restrictions are amazing? Will you kill me today? Now that heavenly Emperor Dao mountain is ruined by your hand, how do you feel? Wei Suo bypassed the Divine Lord and Wang Wei, and entered the depths of the heavenly Emperor Dao mountain. There were countless rays of light behind him, and the heart falls heart ordinary, hey, a series of heavy objects crashing sounds, and within 1,000 miles of him, almost all of the heavenly Emperor Dao's disciples fell into the sky, and the blood treasure of the great treasure piece was in the mountain of the heavenly Emperor Dao. Spread out. This is no longer a pure killing of the enemy, it is simply murderous aura, and the grass is not born. There are still many heavenly Emperor Dao disciple who want to use the human life to pile up Wei Suo, but this kind of scene is completely chilling, no matter how faithful the heavenly Emperor Dao disciple is. Completely lost the intent. Wang Wei witnessed heavenly Emperor Dao's son becoming fragmented at the foot of Wei Suo's, and his great treasure brain was almost blank. In any case, he did not think that Wei Suo would have such an amazing battle strength in a short time. Not long ago, Wei Suo was chased by 4 secret places to escape, and did not dare to openly confront them, but now, he is truly a god. Endless Remorse at this time is the first person of Cloud Spirit Continent. If you know that Wei Suo already has such battle strength, they will definitely not make such an arrangement. The miserable, but in this cultivation world, the incredible spirit Yao is quite a lot, the only impossible Yao, but regret Yao. Let's go. Let's go. At this time, the Divine Lord of Tianji had a surging sound great treasure called. The previous strategy of this by Wei Suo came out exactly what he came up with. The yellow quartz sect master Yin was very sharp, and it always feels like a xiong, but at the moment, the face of Divine Lord is also snow white but white, without a little blood se, all of them are shaking. Let's go. No. Divine Lord, this trick is what you want to come out? Now that we are gone, Heavenly Emperor Dao is completely gone. If you want to go, then we will fight for a broken net. Wang Wei originally, the great treasure brain was almost blank, but when he heard the call of Divine Lord, it was a hysterical roar. Sect Master Wang, I am thinking about your Heavenly Emperor Dao. At this moment we are leaving Heavenly Emperor Dao Mountainman. He chased out, the cultivator of your Heavenly Emperor Dao, and the time to take your belongings away, but we are now if you don't leave, you can only watch him ruin your Heavenly Emperor Dao, nothing can be left, the Divine Lord is also smashed out again and again. And my powerful energy of the day, I can only support the half stick of incense time, half time of the half stick of incense, if you can't distance him, we have few people to escape. Zantai Linglan. You. At this time, Avasai Divine Lord suddenly had a surging sound. Because at this time, Zantai Linglan flashed, it turned out to be Control's Void Golden Gourd, directly hidden in the void. Zantai Linglan is also sensitive to reaction, Void Golden Gourd cannot bring so many people, in this kind of lust conditions, the rest of the great treasure is likely to rob his Void Golden Gourd as a means of escape, and his cultivation base in this group of people is also the lowest, so now is he not right, he is not even a person to take, directly alone into the void, first set shapeshift great art to save lives. And he did this, and he also asked to break the back of these people. Without any surprise, these people are only desperately fighting with Wei Suo. Avasai Divine Lord and others were previously shocked by Wei Suo. Now they just want to start, but it is a slow step, too late. Path to Heaven. Author, Wu Zy. Chapter 1130. Chapter 1130 The Endless Head. This batch of great treasures is also forced by the situation at the moment, and if they can really kill Wei Suo, then it is also intriguing, and the power of each great treasure 6 is redivided, and no one knows what it will be. Great treasure is difficult to come, Ming to protect, for these people, is the most normal thing. The only way. Seeing Zantai Linglan, regardless of other people, first escaped into the void and escaped. The Divine Lord secretly bit his teeth and immediately calculated it. It seems that I only use my shapeshift great art to deal with him. Between the eyes flashing, the Divine Lord reached out and pointed out a white U-cup-like shapeshift great art. What, under this kind of lust, there is still a hidden SI, what is the powerful shapeshift great art device, still not willing to use it, seeing the move of Divine Lord, Wang Wei and others almost immediately yelled out. Ah! You old foggy! But let them be more incredulous and screaming out the surging sound. The shapeshift great art of Divine Lord is sacrificed. A small white lotus rises on the white U-cup, and the magnificent light flashes next. The figure of Divine Lord of Tianjiu disappeared in the same place, and there was no trace at all. This. Huang Tiancheng was around, so the cultivator who saw the scene was all stunned. Everyone thought that the Divine Lord had a great shapeshift great art offering, but now that the Divine Lord sacrificed this day, what is the amazingly invasive shapeshift great art? It is used to escape. What space is the shapeshift great artizer? This day, the Divine Lord also completely left these great treasures, and escaped. If other great treasures can run away, it will be fine, but the Divine Lord, the escape of the day, wrapped up all the great treasures of the great treasure blue se flame mask, but it suddenly disappeared invisible. Since the 1 yuan position, I have lost a lot of hands and feet. Wei Suo originally wanted to empty the rest of the cultivator in the heavenly Emperor Dao mountain. At this moment, I saw Zantai Linglan and the Divine Lord continually smashing away. Even the Divine Lord's powerful energy of the Tianli ancient talisman disappeared. Trace, he suddenly surging sounds near, rushing toward Wang Wei and others. Wei Suo at this time, although there are still 1,700 miles from these great treasures, Tathagata divine glow can't attack, but a surging sounds near, vision flickered, in the sky, it feels like there is a cold electricity company. Sweeping the general, taking pictures of the soul. You really don't know if we are clay. But Wang Wei, Sushenxiu, Tourmaline sect master, culmination purple thunder sect master, Avasai divine lord D, heavenly fire divine, myriad phoenixes young master, the remaining 7 divine mystic great treasure can, but also like the world and the soul of the same, thoroughly G the fierce seeing, a pair of eyes, Arli roar of a surging sound, but also into 7 divine light, 7 side of the world general, full of crazy breath, toward Wei Suo welcome up. Although I know that the one-on-one is definitely not worth it, among the 7 people, except for the heavenly fire divine lord, the rest are all males. Usually, which one is not very ruthless, the corner is not easy to bow, from one the ordinary disciple to a level of the sect master, also killed in the blood of the corpse. And these people are also very clear, if you turn around and run, Wei Suos, I am afraid that one cannot escape, it is better to completely fight. These people are afraid of these people, they are afraid of their own degeneration, but now they are completely out of the box, these people have no scruples, and they do not care about their own life and death. In the face of the opponent of Wei Suo, in this group of people, there must be a lot of deaths in this group of people, but this group of people, all of them are divine mystic great treasure on the divine mystic 3/4 layer. In order to change lives, the heap also has to pile up Wei Suo. Nice. You don't run, it really saves me from chasing each other. As soon as I saw these 7 divine mystic great treasures, they were all thoroughly fighting, and the fierce seen great treasure, Wei Suo was full of pleasure, haha smiled, void walking footwork stepped out, and this great treasure could be brought closer to the moment. At less than 1,600 miles, it is a two-way only my heart sword that separates the heavenly fire divine lord and the tourmaline sect master. Hong, Hong, Two surging sounds, the heavenly fire divine lord and the tourmaline sect master are both shapeshift great art blocking only my heart sword, but the powerful energy is a rush, and the two people are behind the other five great treasures. Less, opened a distance. Chi 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 chi, at this time, Sushenxu reached out and spoke dozens of white seancient talisman with only the nail great treasure. All the white seancient talisman instantly turned into endless white divine light, flooded thousands of miles round. Half of the heavenly Emperor Dao mountain men have all turned into a dazzling white se. Ah, all the cultivator features of the spectator are exclaimed. The shapeshift great art from Sushenxu is like the powerful energy of heavenly Emperor Dao's heavenly Emperor sense-destroying eye. It is dozens of times, hundreds of times, all the shapeshift great art can't see the scene in this white divine light. Sushenxu these white seancient talisman a sacrifice, white divine light flooded heaven and earth, Wei Suo eyes is also a vast expanse of whiteness, cannot see anything, he immediately subconscious convergence of the breath, great treasure road ferry the sound circulation, splash divine consciousness, but is now Sushenxu this piece shapeshift great art device. Originally he can cover thousands of miles of divine consciousness, just revealing the 100 knot, and this white se divine light powerful energy some similar to the Yun old ancestor dragnet, a kind of faint bondage, feel trapped in the mud, hard to hit and can only open the silt, not completely out of the feeling. N. This is the wink, Wei Suo immediately with black Bodhi Tianmu heaven remote facing, but is immediately induction out. This white sensing scripture for each other 7 people but like there is nothing to hinder, 7 regiment pang great treasure breath is accurate to their location Xing come over, and the first 3 groups of breath, he also induction clearly is Sushenxu, Wang Wei and Avasai divine lord. The 3 don't know what shapeshift great art is used at the moment, and even faster than his void walking footwork. In the sense of his heaven facing remote sensing scripture, it's just 3 heavenly tribulation thunder fires in the outer space. In the middle of the jump, the surrounding air is completely burned, and the powerful energy of the strong great treasure is released. At this moment, Wei Suo knows the meaning of Sushenxu and others. Sushenxu has a shapeshift great art device like the evil king jewel crown. As long as he can rush into Sushenxu's shapeshift great art, he can also use this shapeshift great art to counter Wei Suo. Wei Suo's this way heaven-facing remote sensing scripture, can be sensed within a radius of 4,000 inside the cultivator breath, but is no shapeshift great art Jing quasi lock apply shapeshift great art, but at the moment a guess Sushenxu and other people's intention, induction of the 7 divine mystic great treasure the direction, Wei Suo is also leisurely, reach a point, only IERT sword first hit out, towards Sushenxu great treasure caused by the direction of cut kill the past. I was so useless to him that it was useless to him. Sushenxu this shapeshift great art device, is also heaven transformation cult a strange inheritance shapeshift great art device, others in this shapeshift great art device divine light is not clear, divine consciousness also great treasure limited, but his hands are still a zi, depending on the unique powerful energy, he is completely without hindrance, and the ordinary perception completely no different, the other people are also rely on him constantly sound transmission dispatch, now Wei Suo's this one only heart sword, he saw, immediately face a great treasure change. This is not good. Sushenxu was stunned by the fierce meal. The only my heart sword was killed. It was at least 100 miles away from his true position. Suddenly, his face was a white but white. Wei Suo is not completely immune to his inheritance of the shapeshift great art. It relies on this only my heart sword to completely lock his position. I want to deal with me with evil king jewel crown. Eat my Tathagata divine glow and say it. This time, Wei Suo has completely locked the position of Sushenxu. Sushenxu just reacted, no time to do any action, his Tathagata divine glow has instantly hit Sushenxu. Ah! Sushenxu was attacked by Tathagata divine glow, and suddenly she only felt her head opened, and numerous nails were nailed into Divine Soul's deep secret place, and even the child's character in the hand could not hold it. Fly out. The powerful energy of this day is also very strange. The sub-character does not have true UN source penetration, and once it loses control, the white divine light that fills the world is also suddenly received, disappearing without a trace. This white divine light disappeared, everyone can see clearly, Wei Suo is condensed in the void, while Su Shengxiu is screaming with his hands on his head, with evil king's eye embedded in his head. The bloodstone face is generally a little bit of a great treasure. Ah! At this time, the face of Culmination Purple Thunder Sect Master also suddenly became white but white, because this white divine light disappeared. He also saw that Wei Suo and he have been less than 1,000 miles, he has been secret place is within the scope of Wei Suo's attack on Shapeshift Great Art and Shapeshift Great Art. The last time I lost half of my head, you are still not dead, but also to chase me. This time I will kneel down your entire head and see if you can still live. Wei Suo coldly's Culmination Purple Thunder Sect Master, who had completely changed his face, glanced at a surging sound, and a green divine light strangled. Ah, just a look at Wei Suo, Culmination Purple Thunder Sect Master suddenly screamed with his head, but his screaming surging sound was just out, and Wei Suo's only my heart sword took him to divine light scattered 1 yuan moment, strangled in, at a glance, Culmination Purple Thunder Sect Master screaming surging sound abruptly stopped, a skull rushed to the sky. All the cultivators that watched the battle were shuddering, and a feeling of horror permeated the bones. A great treasure that has been promoted to Divine Mystic 4th layer can be directly killed by Wei Suo in the first language without any resilience. Hong. A single shot killed the Culmination Purple Thunder Sect Master. Wei Suo did not stop at all, but also stepped out. Ah, Myriad Phoenix's young master is also completely untouched, because this Wei Suo stepped out, it has become his closest to Wei Suo, and the same distance from Wei Suo.